Alright, good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this cast. I'm your host, LeafyPotatoStyle, and welcome to an NRTS 1v1 match played between myself and Yeet on Hidden Valley. This one is unranked, so yay. Played about a month ago. I'm playing as the blue commander on Hidden Valley, and Yeet as the purple commander. He opts to go just for unupgraded militia aggression. Seeing more favor recently. I've always pretty much stood by the up CC into 3 militia. You just get the best of both worlds. It's hard to spend all your money if you don't upgrade your CC. And especially it's hard to spend your money on something that matters if you don't upgrade your CC. It's just a nice way to get rid of your $120 in a meaningful manner and still afford army. Sure, you could make a house, but then you're not farming, and kind of just better to get your economy squared away really quick. You see a little bit of a militia scuffle. I'm not in a great position here. Don't love it. Really should just be more passive in like playing behind farms. If I was going to like die hard take that fight. Speaking of which, okay, first off, a couple mistakes. 1, militia are not in queue. I only have 3 on the map, and they're all damaged. Yeet's got 4 on the map. 1 of them's fresh. That's not great. I should have been making militia then. See, I'm floating like $14. That could have been a militia. Alright, I've got him back out on the map now after I realized my mistake. But anyways, in taking that engagement, if I was adamant about pushing forward, I should claim the farm near those 2 trees up there that Yeet's militia are that his worker's taking right now, just to have a shield. That way I can sort of hold my position, give my worker time to make those 2 farms in the middle that I'm fighting at now. And I'm taking a pretty good engagement here. Yeet loses a militia basically for free because he's greedy and didn't micro his militia properly to space them such that they can shoot at the farm and not be shot back. Now I've got 5 militia at this choke. I'm feeling okay. I've got a 6th militia over here looking to wrap around, I think, to go hit Yeet on his soft underbelly. I'm going to go strike here. Since he's kind of got his forces defending this turret that he's making, and see if I can't chip at the farms at his front door. My workers are a bit out of position to take any sort of advantage from this, but whatever. He decides, I think correctly, to just strike at my farms in the middle. If I'm going to take his farms, he's going to take mine, and my farms are a lot more important and harder to defend. So he's going to gladly take this middle section. He's got a worker already in position to make farms there as they get destroyed. Versus me, I mean, I'm destroying stuff at his base, but I don't really have a way to capitalize off of that. I am taking green space, though. His militia opt not to take the entire middle right now, and instead opt to go and harass my workers towards green space. I see that. I try to evacuate my workers in reasonable time, while also harassing Yeet's base. He's just going to take the farms near yellow. I think that's a mistake from me, letting him do any of that. I mean, I'm going to try to make a turret in here, and it might go up, but I don't even know if that's beneficial for me. Got 5 militia in Yeet's base that aren't doing too terribly much. I get the turret up, that's great and all, but now I have to make a tower in order to keep his militia from taking my farms. I'm shooting his worker for free, which is awesome. Overall, I don't hate this position, other than this tower is never... It was not a good idea. Yeet could have struck that down really fast. He doesn't, but yeah, I mean, I get to claim the middle now. I mean, he can poke away at that all he wants. He drops an air pad, I believe that is, and I've got 5 damaged militia over in his territory. They're just going to go destroy something else and then probably die. This position here is good for me. I think only because Yeet reached his hand too far in the cookie jar, I managed to sort of seal off his retreat. Now he's got to retreat to his base, either through my base or through orange, which is a ways away. And he's lost a lot of militia already, so there's not much to retreat. So I've got an army advantage temporarily. That's going to pretty much immediately go away as soon as these choppers are on the map. But I have managed to claim the middle in Hidden Valley, and that's pretty much the most important part of the map. Pretty much. You don't want to just gun for it and sack everything you own for it, of course. Because if you only own the middle, then you can't defend your command center. But this isn't horrible. I'm going to lose 2 militia. I decided to sell it instead of just losing it to the chopper. He's going to chip away at my farm, but I'm just going to take the middle some more. I think this is a bit of a mistake, not going around to defend my base, because the middle's already pretty well fortified for now. Even just keeping one worker there, they can do whatever they want. I'm housing up at home, and not making militia. That's a problem, because I have money. Yeah, no, there's no reason not to have militia in this queue right now. I think I'm going to... His command center's undefended, quote unquote, but he's got 2 militia there, and he can bring his choppers back pretty reasonably. So I'm, quote unquote, going for an attack, but it's not even gonna work. I think I'm trying to snipe the air pad, is what's up here. He's trying to harass my workers and my farms back at my base, but yeah, now I'm just trying to get the air pad out of the way. But I'm going to lose a lot for that privilege. I don't even think I get it. I'm still fighting in range at the command center. That's a mistake, because this can be hit without doing that. Micro my militia, okay. Except I doomed them all to die, which I don't think was the correct decision. He's chipping away at my farms over near green space. I'm making stuff in the middle here because it's pretty well defended. I lose all of those militia. That's 9 militia. That's not cheap. I snipe an air pad, which stalls Yeet's production, so he can't make more choppers. So arguably, you might say that that's better for me than it is for Yeet, but he can pretty much just make an air pad himself. I'm going to do the same thing because I like my position. I've got more houses than him. I've been harassing him for the majority of this game, and yeah, I feel pretty comfortable being able to match his chopper aggression 1-to-1 now. But while I've stalled his chopper production, I haven't really hit his wallet that hard. His eco's been bad since the early game, so I don't feel too terrible about this. I'm just gonna go out and claim a farm, make his choppers do something. We've got the first chopper on the map. That's just gonna go around and get as much damage as it can. Done. At this point, Yeet's in a pretty good position. He's in front of my base. He's making a vehicle depot. That could be a problem if I can't deal with it. But I'm going to just be a nuisance at home so he can't focus on my base, and we're going to go from there. These workers in the middle really should be expanding outward to try to take more farms, but there's no power. Yeah, I do that, not realizing there's no power. Oh, I forget, I was making a generator. Yippee, I'm actually great. Yeet has an unbuilt generator, and that hurts me. He's going to poke away at my generators. I'm just going to make a tower. Like, he can try to dive that if he wants. I'm going to poke away at this farm here. Try to get some free damage on it. You gotta be real careful with choppers, though, because they don't want to get shot by turrets. Turrets hurt. There we go. And he's got the choppers to push me away from here. Like, that's not a problem for Yeet. But that means his choppers have to not be at my base. And I will gladly poke away at his choppers that are both damaged pretty hard. Because he doesn't have a hospital yet. Doesn't really have the resources to get a hospital. If I can get one of these choppers dead, I'm happy. I'm going to lose a chopper pretty much for free, though. So, sad face. These workers are almost certainly going to die. I'm going to try to make a turret up here. The only thing that's going to allow this turret to go up is a micro mistake, basically, is how this is going to go down. So I've lost a decent bit of money. I've got housing at home. I'm pretty confident about that. I'm also pretty confident that Yeet really can't kill my base. I've got another chopper producing, and this one probably can kill enemy choppers, so yeah, there we go. One's down. I'm going to try to confirm a kill on the other one. Don't quite get it. Okay, cool. I've taken some pretty big losses unnecessarily. I see that Yeet's got an upgrading vehicle depot. That could be bad for me because I can have pretty much everything that I own artilleried right now. I do have a chopper on the map that's able to harass and has some HP, so I'm going to use it. The workers in the middle of the map no longer exist. This is a very sad time. My chopper is getting turreted, so that didn't feel good. Yeet's just trying to take the farms that I took at his base. That's pretty smart. I'm just going to go hit the farm that he's got here. I love choppers. They don't make a damn lick of sense to me. Their range. This game is a three-dimensional RTS. I don't know if that's like abundantly clear by watching gameplay of it, but choppers can hit choppers from further away than they can hit stuff on the ground, or from the same distance that they can hit stuff on the ground, which means it looks like choppers can't hit things on the ground that are pretty close to them. Especially when you compare it to air-to-air fights. I'm pretty sure I can poke away at these farms, and I can, so I'm just going to do that. He's making militia to get my choppers off of his farms. Not a horrible idea if you have a massive militia. Militia are cost efficient into choppers, but cost efficiency, one weird thing, right? So cost efficiency does not necessarily mean that you can spend less, like a dramatic amount less, and win. It means you can spend a little less and win, and it does mean that you can spend the same amount and win. But, like, 3 militia against 4 choppers, you still can't win that fight. You just don't have the numbers. Not that there's 4 choppers on the map, but just as an example. So when people think, oh, well, you know, anti-air is, like, cost-efficient against choppers, that is true. 1 anti-air is not going to stop 12 of them. Here I go. I'm just being a nuisance. Yeet's got his stuff all out of position. He's trying to defend at home. I'm still making choppers now, and I think that's a bit of a misplay. He's got an upgraded vehicle depot. He could make an artillery if he wanted. Now, he doesn't have a hospital at the front here, so that artillery can and will be losing HP to towers unless it's supported with some other unit that can take the shots for him. Honestly, you could probably just push this with militia at this point, but, like, if he gets the towers out of the way, he could just shell my base. And that's obnoxious, and it looks like he's making something out of the vehicle depot. If I had to bet, that's an anti-air. It really should have been made a while ago, but I've got enough choppers on the map that it makes sense for that to be an anti-air. It's probably going to get picked. Yep. Reaction time's just a little too slow. Lose a damaged chopper. Not the end of the world. It's just obnoxious. Get a chopper almost stuck on these rocks. Yippee. Anti-air is a bit out of position for him. I think I would drop a vehicle depot in kind, and that's what that is. It's out in the middle of the frickin' open, but Yeet right now doesn't have anything to really prevent it from going up. He's got a chopper. It's gonna try to chew away at it. If his anti-air gets out of position, I can dive it with choppers, because he just doesn't have enough anti-air right now. Yeah, and so his anti-air is gonna chase out into the open. I'm gonna dive it. It's dead. He doesn't have anti-air now. I lose a chopper for the privilege, but my vehicle depot stays up. Now, I have been power blocked this whole time, and I'm floating $100. Sad. I'm floating $100, and there's nothing producing in my air pad. Sad. I guess I was looking to upgrade my vehicle depot out here, but that's probably a terrible idea. I try to dive this turret, but all of my choppers are damaged. It's gonna drop, but yeah, that hurts. Lose another chopper for the privilege. I think I've lost 2 choppers in total in that engagement, so not the end of the world at this stage of the game. It's like half a minute. He's still chipping away at my farms. I'm still being a nuisance to him. We're kind of playing this game where he's got 2 positions that are very disjointed, as do I. He's got his base and, like, this middle section in between yellow and I, and I've got the middle of the map. I think the middle of the map is generally just a better second position to have here, because you just have access to more stuff, right? If Yeet decides he wants to try to expand over towards Orange's base for more farms, I can pretty readily hit that. I think I'm making an anti here with the vehicle depot. Yes, I am. And the depot barely survives. I've got 2 workers in the back of my base macroing up. I've got my chopper horde still out on the map being a menace. These militia are probably going to pick off the vehicle depot if I had to guess. I'm just going to let it happen. I'm going to make another tower here though, just static the position. The militia can shoot the tower. Yippee. Life sucks. My choppers aren't doing anything. That's a mistake. I'm making housing back at home. I'm just macroing. You'll notice Yeet has almost no housing. He's got a house. And I've got 11. Right, that's a big deal. I'm 100 eco ahead in houses, and our farm eco is just about the same because we've been destroying each other's. If I had to guess, I'm like 120 eco ahead, 130 maybe. And that's huge. right? That leaves Yeet at like 150 eco generously. Now, maybe he's been upgrading his farms and such. And I have been losing a lot more than him in my engagements, but I've been able to do that. This worker's probably going to die. It is what it is. I'd rather preserve my choppers than to preserve the worker at this point, because we just have the eco. I have more workers on the map. It's not a huge deal to me. I'm making a vehicle depot back where I had it last, except it's behind the turret, yippee, so the militia can't shoot it for free. They'd have to fight in range of the turret, or otherwise go around the map, in which case I can harass them the whole way with choppers. So their access to this vehicle depot, by virtue of it being behind the turret, is greatly diminished. I'm just continuing my macro over here. This upgraded vehicle depot over here for Yeet really has not been doing a thing. He's got something cute in it now. I'm curious to see what that is. Probably an artillery, if I had to guess. It is. That artillery is super vulnerable to choppers. If you do not have anti-air in position to support it, it's just gonna start dying. It's gonna shell away at the tower, or at the farm first. I sell the vehicle depot because there's not much of a point in me keeping it around. It's just gonna die. I'll let the artillery chew away at the turret though, because I've got power still. So he's got anti-air artillery, and he's trying to push against choppers. This works if you're careful. If you're really careful. I've got an anti-air myself, so if he decides that he wants to switch to choppers to deal with my choppers, that's not going to happen. I'm making something with my workers back here. I make a vehicle depot in the back. I think that's like my, okay, you can't destroy that with artillery without first winning the game. So the chances of you getting to this are low. I'm going to look for a pick on this artillery, because that's basically the only thing I can do. My best decision here is to just keep Yeet as busy as possible. The busier Yeet is, the less he can focus on actively pushing with his artillery, and the higher chance that I can snipe it. I make a second vehicle depot back here, just to be able to spend my money a little faster. I'm thinking, in this position, honestly, I'm thinking right now, recons are actually a pretty good switch, because there's a lot of anti-air, there's some militia, there isn't a heavy tank yet. Sure, you can get one, but that almost doesn't matter. I want to pick this chopper out of this guy. I'm going to lose one of my own for even trying. I'm going to lose the second one, maybe? Nope. He's probably going to fly around. I'm making a hospital at the front of my base. I'm basically gambling my game on these towers are they're gonna hold the artillery for long enough. Yeet's economy, I mean, it's not dead, but I don't think it's enough to be able to afford a hospital and not die. Like, if he were to place a hospital at this front, I think that just gives me enough money advantage to be able to go and make an artillery myself and just push him out of this position. You'll notice he has no towers at this forward position, and I think, honestly, at this point, that's a mistake. Earlier, it made more sense to just have turrets, because I couldn't have anything upgraded to deal with it. But I've got a vehicle depot nearly done upgrading in the back of my base, and that's just going to start being a nuisance. I'm also tower creeping here, just making it so that this artillery is going to have even harder of a time doing anything, because he's not pushing it. He's giving me a break. I am going to take that and be a nuisance. Meanwhile, my choppers are getting healed up, so they can actually start engaging this anti-air if Yeet doesn't make more of it. So I'm kind of tying his hands. Spreading my workers out to make the rest of the houses here. I've already got basically 300 eco, and the only things I really own at this point are my base and the middle. And you'll notice Yeet has not moved to take any farms on the rest of the map. I mean, he's got some workers in position to do that, but he hasn't. Just now starts it up. He's got like 4 houses at home. I think some of that is just, when you see choppers, you assume, okay, yeah, no, I'm not taking any farms. Yippee. I think I'm gonna... No, I was going to go pick at his farms. I was about to say, I could make a feint towards his base and pull his anti-air back for long enough for an artillery to come out and then push it together. I'm just trying to dent this tower at this point, because the tower is the biggest hurdle to me. It's going to take even longer for me to deal with any of this with an artillery. Granted, I have a hospital, and I'm pretty well on my way to being, or to getting Arty Hospital up. Here we go. Artillery Hospital in the front lines, considering it. Decide against it. He sold his other tower, that's why I decided against it. I can keep poking into this anti-air because I just have healing and he doesn't, which is disgusting. But I think at this point, I'm just trading out choppers. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty atrocious fight. He keeps his anti-air around, but I think it... like, I don't know. He hasn't really presented me with much that choppers could deal with. His army right now is mostly anti-air. And I've got an anti-air myself. He's only got one chopper in the sky and it just died. He's selling his turrets. I don't really know why you would do that. Give my artillery something to chew on. Now I'm pushing towards this upgraded vehicle depot. He just notices that I had an upgraded vehicle depot as soon as he sees the artillery out. It's been upgraded for a while, my friend. Yeah, I think pushing there with choppers was a bad call overall, because those anti-air really can't contribute anything. Just keep the choppers alive. It's not like I'm housing blocked. I've got all of my housing. Make it harder for him to get anything going that can contest artillery and medics and workers. Right. Just put a stop to tanks before that's even a thought. Now, if he had another upgraded vehicle depot, tanks could be a threat because I lost 5 choppers pushing into static and anti-air. Though, I might be able to kill this anti-air with just choppers now because it's all very damaged. And the anti-air can't destroy my buildings here, so my workers at the front are 100% able to do whatever they want. They're probably going to make a tower here. They really should. I'm going to poke at the anti-air, because that's only done me terrible things this game. This time I'm more tactful with it and I get out. Tower finally drops, floating $100. These workers are taking the farms out of the map now that Yeet has no pressure whatsoever towards my base. And he has no real army to contend my taking all of the farms. Honestly, I should have made a play to take the farms on the map a lot earlier. Yeet is now making choppers in decent numbers now that I have upgraded vehicles, but I don't think 3 is going to be decent enough here, is the problem. Anti-air tank right now just kind of pushes him away. Sure, he got an artillery over near my farms near Yellow's base, but like, oh well. My economy's fine. The workers out on the map towards Red's base really should be doing something other than having a tea party, but I digress. Slowly taking farms. I don't have much time pressure on me now. The longer the game goes, the exponentially better it gets for me. Yeet's just now got like 8 houses. So 120 eco up in houses, definitely up in eco in farms. Might be close to 200 eco advantage for me. Every minute this game goes on, it's like dramatically terrible for Yeet. So it's on him to end this game fast, and that's not happening. He doesn't have upgraded vehicles, really. He's got an artillery that survived from the last time. I finally moved my workers out. I'm floating a whole bunch of money. I need to upgrade that other vehicle depot if I haven't already, just to spend the money. And be producing something in my upgraded vehicle depot. Good lord. I take a pretty good engagement against the choppers that Yeet's making to try to be a nuisance. Funny thing about anti-air is they can't be distracted by buildings, which is awesome. Alright, medics come back and heal the anti-air because that's really the only thing that matters here. Yeah, these choppers have been repelled pretty handily. I'm going to go back and take the farm that I'm missing in the middle. Just keep farming all around. I'm floating $500, and that's a shame. I think I finally upgrade the vehicle depot. Yeah, but I'm not producing anything. Alright, cool. Fixed. Great. I should also be making more medics than I am now, since I have the hospitals to do that. And I've got the funds, and I've got the population. I've got the everything. There's no reason not to. Choppers from Yeet, gonna try to do something, but I really don't think this is gonna work. Even with this, like, small squad of units, the healing alone keeps these units able to fight a dramatically outsized army. Alright, another vehicle depot dropping in the front, because I'm tired of rallying stuff from behind. And I say tired of rallying stuff from behind, I mean I wasn't doing it and I didn't want to. I'm just gonna make anti-air out of this thing because he's adamant on making choppers as his form of offense. Funny thing about choppers, they're really good early mid game, and they're a nuisance later on, but they're not great. I don't think I would recommend spamming choppers late game to many people. You can do it in addition to something, but like chopper arty just kind of doesn't work. At least in my experience, I haven't seen much success with like using a couple of artillery to beat down static defense and then having the choppers deal with everything else, because you just, if any amount of anti-air or a greater number of choppers comes towards you, you just kind of cry. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. Choppers are going around here trying to mess with my workers. Might take out the stuff that I have in the middle because he's got enough numbers. I think he's just trying to poke my workers at this point. My base is pretty well defended, I would say. If only by the tower forest surrounding it. I need to get missile tech. I haven't gotten missile tech, and that's a shame considering I'm floating $500. Research facilities take no power. There's no point in not dropping one if you have workers doing something. I'm just now upgrading everything if I can, making medics as I should have been. Finally, I dropped the research facility. I realize there's choppers on the map, and I don't want to lose the game in some stupid way. Really, I should put an anti-air back in my base right now. Those two anti-air need to go home, just so I don't lose the game to a chopper dive. Yeah, now I'm really out of position. If Yeet decides that he wanted to dive me and had like 2 or 3 more choppers, I think he actually could. Now he finally gets a vehicle depot back at home, and it's upgrading now, but I really don't think this changes much. I've got 2 artillery, 4 tanks, and medics. The medics are the most important thing in this composition. Now I've got the artillery shooting away at a tower that can't shoot back. Yippee. The choppers for Yeet have chosen not to pursue a life of aggression, instead choosing to destroy some of my eco. But 466... What is this? 473 eco right now after he destroys my stuff, and I'm still just that far ahead. We're approaching almost 300 eco advantage at this point. He's gotta basically kill 3 things to every 1 thing that I kill. In order to keep this game even. At this rate, you know, I've got artillery knocking on his doorstep. I've got stuff that I can shoot at that are not protected by static defense, right? I can shoot away his economy right now. And I think that's what I'm going to go for. I'm splitting my artillery, or trying to anyways, to get one of them to shoot at the tower that's just now building. And I've got anti-air in position now to just deny these choppers from diving my artillery. That's kind of what Yeet has to do at this point, and he just can't. In fact, I'm pretty sure I just go for his choppers. Like, chase them under the... Yeah, chase them under the hospital. Just get them out of the way. I don't even manage to kill him, but it doesn't matter. I think I lose an artillery here. Close to it. Yeah, my choppers get thrown out of the sky, but now, I mean, there's nothing that Yeet has that can deal with the ground army. I don't know how many medics this is, but it's too many for him to deal with. Pretty much any damage that I incur, like, even if this chopper decided to sit on my army, he could not stop it from killing him. And so here we are, 29 minutes, just a clean endgame for myself. Not to toot my own horn, but toot. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you beat Yeet on Hidden Valley. GG's to Yeet. I'd say pretty well played from him. Honestly, pretty well played. If I had to, like, really say one thing, just make sure that your workers are always, at any point in the game, taking farms if they can. That's something that I struggled with a little bit in this game, but I think that's an avenue that you can use to convert your map control really quickly into victory. Orange for the majority of this game just was never taken, and you've got really good access to that. Even if I take the middle, like, yeah, that's obnoxious, and you should look to, whenever you can, take it back. But, like, fuel your economy first. Orange is just sitting there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pretty readily available farms. You kill the CC, you get 6 more. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is all for today's cast. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, stay classy.